Good morning, my dear students. I am Padmini. I welcome you all to this class. In this session, we are going to learn phrasal verbs from your English language book, unit number 13, phrasal verbs. So before going to this topic, phrasal verbs, let's know what does it mean. So what are phrasal verbs? What are phrasal verbs? A phrasal verb is a combination of words like verb, preposition, adverb that when used together usually take on a different meaning to that of the original verb. Means, as I said, a phrasal verb is a combination of a verb and an adverb or preposition. And this adverb or preposition is also called a particle. Means how we will get the different meaning when we join verb with adverb or prepositions. Just we will take one example like call on. Call on. Call is the verb and on is a preposition. So call on means to visit someone. The meaning is different. Call has a different meaning, on has a different meaning. But when we join these words together, then the meaning is completely different. So what is the meaning of call on? Call on is a phrasal verb. It means to visit someone. For example, I will call on you this evening to see how you are feeling. To visit someone. Call on means to visit someone. Like call off. Call off, it has its own meaning. Call has a different meaning and off. But when used together, it has a different meaning. Call off means to cancel something. Call off means to cancel something. For example, the picnic was called off because of the rain. The picnic was called off because of the rain. Okay? Let's take another example. Okay? Like turn. Turn on, turn off. So turn on means to switch on a machine or light. And turn off means to switch off a machine or light. For example, you are trying to sleep. You are trying to sleep. Then at that time what you will say? Turn off the light. I am trying to sleep. Another example, turn around. Turn around means to move so that you are facing the opposite direction. For example, she turned around when someone called her name. She turned around when someone called her name. So from here we can understand that when verb and adverb, word or preposition we are using, it gives us a different meaning. And that is known as phrasal verbs. Okay? As before we have discussed, there are two types of verbs, transitive verb and intransitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those verbs which require an object to complete the sense of the sentence. But intransitive verbs are those verbs which do not require any object to complete the sense of the sentence. For example, I get up at 6 o'clock. I get up at 6 o'clock. Here the verb doesn't require any object to complete the sense of the sentence. So it is intransitive verb. But she made up the story. Or don't forget to turn the television off. So these sentences, they have their own object to complete the sense of the sentence. So these are known as the transitive verbs. Okay? As you know, children, the types of phrasal verbs. So how many types of phrasal verbs are there? There are 4 types of phrasal verbs. 4 types of phrasal verbs. That is type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. So what is type 1 phrasal verb? Type 1 phrasal verb means verb plus particle. Particle, before I said, particle means an adverb or a prepositions. So this type 1 phrasal verbs, they all are intransitive. They have no objects. For example, the plane, the aeroplane slowed down suddenly. Slowed down is the phrasal verb. So down is the adverb. So the plane slowed down suddenly. Here slowed down is intransitive verb. So with the help of the preposition, we will form another sentence. I grew up in Jaipur. I grew up in Jaipur. Grew up in Jaipur. With the help of up is a preposition. So with the help of the preposition, I have formed the phrasal verb. Grew up. So it is also an intransitive. So always remember, type 1 phrasal verbs are always intransitive and they can be formed verb plus particle. Particle means an adverb or a preposition. Okay? The next phrasal verb is type 2 phrasal verb. So how can we form the type 2 phrasal verbs? Type 2 phrasal verbs means verb plus a preposition plus an object. Object means noun or a pronoun. Always remember, these verbs are transitive because they require a noun or a pronoun. They require an object to complete the sense of the sentence. These phrasal verbs are also known as or called as the prepositional verbs. Prepositional verbs. For example, my grandmother looks after us. My grandmother looks after us. So looks after us. Us is the object here. And next, they ran into thick fog on the way home. They ran into thick fog on the way home. Okay. Next, type 3 phrasal verbs. And how can we form the type 3 phrasal verbs? Verb plus an object. Object means noun or a pronoun. Plus a particle. Particle means adverb or preposition. For example, my son answered me back at once. My son answered me back at once. Then we can say, she has given it up. She has given it up. So these phrasal verbs are always transitive verbs. They have the objects of their own. Okay, now you understand what is the type 3 phrasal verbs. So we can form the type 3 phrasal verbs with the help of the object and at the same time the particle. Okay. Next, our type 4 phrasal verbs. So how can we form the type 4 phrasal verbs? Type 4 phrasal verbs, verb plus particle plus preposition plus an object. Object means noun or pronoun. These phrasal verbs are sometimes called the 3-word verbs. This is also called the 3-word verbs. For example, I do not get on with her brother. I do not get on with her brother. He is looking forward to my reply. Okay, our youngest child has gone down with the chicken pox. So these verbs as I said, get on with. As I said, looking forward to. As I said, gone down with. So these phrasal verbs formed with the help of three words. This is the reason the type 4 phrasal verbs are also known as the 3-word verbs. Okay? So there are 4 types of phrasal verbs. Type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. Okay? So my dear students, we have discussed what is a phrasal verbs and how can we form the phrasal verbs. So now time comes for the practice. So here, based on these phrasal verbs, we are going to solve some exercises. And my dear students, I need the answers from your side. Okay? So, exercise 1. Replace the words in bold of the sentences with appropriate phrasal verbs from the box. So, options are given. Takes after, broken out, cut down, setting, took up, pulled down, look after, brought up, ran into and given up. The first one, we will take care of your children when you are away to Mumbai. We will take care of your children when you are away to Mumbai. So instead of take care of, what appropriate phrasal verb we can use here? Very good. That is look after. So we will look after your children when you are away to Mumbai. Very good. She has left her studies. Left. The appropriate phrasal verb for left is given up. Good. My father has been advised to reduce his smoking. To reduce means cut down. Very good. My younger brother resembles me. Resembles takes after. My younger brother takes after me. He removed his shoes before entering the kitchen. He took off. Good. The topic for the debate was introduced by the Secretary of the Debating Society. Yes. The topic for the debate was brought up by the Secretary of the Debating Society. The rains have begun in the southern parts of India. The rains have set in the southern parts of India. Good. Yesterday, I met one of my old classmates all of a sudden. Yesterday, I ran into one of my old classmates all of a sudden. The authorities have decided to demolish this building. The authorities have decided to pull down this building. Cholera has spread in the city. Cholera has broken out in the city. Very good, my dear students. Next exercise is circle the transitive phrasal verbs and underline the intransitive phrasal verbs in the following sentence. Don't forget to turn the television off. Don't forget to turn the television off. So here, which one is the transitive verb and which one is the intransitive phrasal verb we have to find out. So don't forget to turn off the television off. Turn off. Each transitive phrasal verb. Very good. Thieves broke into the bank in the middle of the night. Broke into is transitive phrasal verb. Very good. Set up. I am busy solving my sums. Set up. It's intransitive phrasal verb. Very good. I get up at 6 o'clock. Get up is intransitive phrasal verb. Very good. She gave all her money away. She gave all her money away. Gave away. It is the transitive verb. Good. She made up the story. She made up. Made up is again, it is a transitive verb. Next, they have set up their business in Calcutta. They have set up. Set up, it is also a transitive verb. You must put down all the addresses in your diary. put down all the addresses. As the sentence contains an object, so it is the transitive phrasal verb. The teacher pulled him up for coming late to school. Pulled him up. So him is again it is an object. So pulled up again it is the transitive phrasal verbs. He came to pick me up at the airport. Pick me up. Again it is transitive phrasal verb because the sentence contains an object. Okay. So next we will go with the next exercise. Okay. So choose a particle means adverb or preposition from the box to complete the phrasal verbs in the following sentences. And my dear students, you can use a particle more than once. Means 2 times, 3 times also you can use it. So the options given here: up, to, with, at, on, up, through, with, down and but. So let's discuss. I need your response. Means I need the answers from you, my dear students. Terrorists blew dash the railway bridge. Terrorists blew up the railway bridge. Hurry dash, we have no time to waste. Hurry up, we have no time to waste. Your health will improve a lot if you cut down dash cigarettes. Good, on cigarettes. I am not going to put up dash they are smoking any longer. I am not going to put up with they are smoking any longer. Very good. She looks down dash people who have never been to college. She looks down on people. Very good. I must go to the shop because we have run out dash food. Of food. Good. This house belongs dash me. Everybody knows it. This house belongs to me. My sister came to pick me dash at the airport. My sister came to pick me up at the airport. I could not solve the riddle, so I gave it dash. So I gave it up. Good. Next one. The curtains do not go dash the sofa seat. The curtains do not go through the sofa seat. Very good. Number 11. The owner threatened to close dash the factory if the workers refuse to report for duty in a week's time. The owner threatened to close down the factory. Very good. Before attempting the question paper, he read dash the questions carefully. He read through the questions carefully. Please put dash the fan before you leave the room. Here, please put off the fan before you leave the room. My name was crossed. My name was crossed dash from the register when I did not go to school for more than a month. So my name was crossed out. Okay. We will go with the next exercise of your book. That is, fill in the blanks with appropriate phrasal verbs as per the meanings given in the brackets. And the phrasal verbs are given in the box. So the options are here: run over, turn down, look at, turned off, turned up, got up, sat in, broke down, carry on and put up. So see, dash all the lights before going out. Switched off given. So which is the appropriate phrasal verb for switched off? She turned off all the lights before going out. Very good. The class test was dash due to a heavy server. Postponed given. The answer is put off. Put off. The class test was put off due to a heavy server. All the students dash when the inspector of the school entered the class. All the students got up. Got up. Very good. My grandmother, days on hearing the news of my uncle's death, collapsed given. My grandmother broke down. Good. We arranged to meet at 7:30 p.m. But she never does. Arrived. And what is the appropriate for arrived? Turned up. Turned up. Good. The rain appears to have days for the day. Begun and likely to continue. And the correct answer is certain. The rain appears to have set in for the day. After he left, I just tried to days my work. Continue. Carry on. So after he left, I just tried to carry on my work. Okay? Your ankle is swollen. Your ankle is swollen. I think the doctor ought to test it. Examine. And what is the correct phrasal verb for examine? That is look at. So the answer is your ankle is swollen. I think the doctor ought to look at it. Okay, my dear students. Then number 9. Why didn't she dish your invitation? Reject. Why didn't she turn down? Turn down your invitation. Reject means turn down. 2 children were dashed and killed. Drive over someone. Means 2 children were run over and killed. So today in this session we learn phrasal verbs. So what is a phrasal verb and how can we form the different kinds of phrasal verbs with the help of preposition, with the help of verb and with the help of preposition and with the help of the adverb we can form the phrasal verbs. And based on that we have solved some question answers. Just I hope, my dear students, you have understood well this session.